It's a new day in the workroom and I have survived yet another week. I just know RuPaul loves me. She told me to step my pussy up, and well, I didn't. For some that would be the final straw and they're gone. But not me, not the fishiest queen in her story, Goldine. I really gave it everything in that lip sync last week. There was no way I was letting Angie of all queens send me home. But after finally giving a great performance last week, yes, it was during the lip sync, but after that I really have the fire and determination to stay. I actually really want to be here, and I've started off rough, but no more. Goldine will be out of the bottom and into the top this week. Trust the Duchess.
It's a new day and I am in a fantastic mood, having won the Snatch game last week, and getting an incredible video message from my drag mother and the mother of the House of Nimbasa, Elessa. The Snatch game was so fun. That was probably my favorite challenge we have done so far, not just because I won the challenge, but because I just let loose, and had a lot of fun as Corey King as Michael Jackson. I had RuPaul laughing her ass off. It was unexpected, and what I like to say about myself, expect the unexpected. Because I am not like the other drag queens, I definitely put the uniqueness in the charisma, uniqueness, nerve and talent.
It's a new week, and I finally got a win last week. Me and Blacephalon both won the Snatch game. It felt so good, because I consider myself a comedy queen, but also a Broadway queen, and to do really well on both the Rusical and the Snatch game is just a great feeling. I know some of these queens don't see me as a threat, because I am a woman of a certain age, but that is nothing. It's given me more determination to keep up with the younger queens, and as they're all saying their goodbyes, I'm still here. I just wish both Ivy and Goldine would say their goodbyes. Poor Angie, we will miss you here.
The queens gather in the workroom. They congratulate both Miss Finster and Blacephalon for their Snatch game win. They thank them. Goldine says, "Aren't you forgetting something?" Glaceon smiles and said, "No, not at all," and then said they will miss Angie. The queens nod in agreement. Ivy and Goldine laugh and just look to each other.
Oh, how immature are they? Goldine knows they all hate her, and she don't care, but just give her a little congrats like you do for everyone who has survived a lip sync. I congratulated Miss Finster for her win, and I don't even like her, but I am a professional, and they can't give a simple congrats to Goldine? I know they were all sisters for life this, and sisters for life that. Ugh, how cringe. And of all queens to be doing all this over, it's Angie. They all really need some help, mental help.
You know what, sugars, I do feel a little bad for Goldine. The poor girl has been in the bottom every episode since episode 1. I think that's some sort of record. Good for her, I guess. But I'll give her a congrats. I don't expect everyone else to follow suit, but that's fine. I just don't want there to be any drama this morning, but I won't hold my breath on that one.
Marshmallow looks to Goldine and congratulates her for staying. Goldine taken aback. Thanks, Marshmallow. Ivy says, nice to see some professionalism in this workroom today. Goldine nods and looks to the others, and then says, anyone else? Alice and Kazumi both congratulate her. Goldine thanks them and said to Glaceon, how about you? Glaceon said, in your dreams. Goldine just laughs.
I just can't stand her, honestly. How she survived that lip sync, I'll never know. I have no idea what RuPaul sees in her. She is so lucky it was Angie in the bottom against her and no one else, because she would be out of here. She's been in the bottom every single episode. Goldine, get off the floor and do something. Surely her time is coming. She can't just flop her way to the finale.
Blacephalon, looking to Alice and said, how does it feel almost lip-syncing last week? He also asks her would she take another risk this week, knowing it almost sent her in the bottom last week. Alice, chuckling, said it was not a good feeling at all, and said she don't know how Goldine has done it every week. Goldine, laughing, said you'll get used to it. Alice, chuckling, said she doesn't plan on being in the bottom again and says she hopes there isn't any sort of comedy challenge next. She is not ready for it. Miss Finster, smiling, said she will happily take on a comedy challenge. They both laughed.
So my plan to have a Cynthia track record was ended last week, my first time out of the top, but I take that bottom placement with pride, and I will make sure I will not end up there again this week, because it was a little embarrassing. But taking risks can work out for the best, and also for the worst. I wouldn't have changed anything about my Snatch game performance. I enjoyed myself and that's all I needed from that week. But I do hope we do not get any form of comedy this week. I know Miss Finster wants a comedy challenge, and I know she will do really well at it. She's incredible. I have loved working with her and getting to know her, but I've also loved working with Marshmallow and Kazumi, plus Angie, who I deeply miss already. Stay strong, Alice, stay strong.
Abby asks the queens how did they feel to finally play the Snatch game. Kazumi said she was very nervous at first, but once she was in character she loved it. Ivy asks Kazumi who was she again, she forgot. Kazumi said she was Ling Xiaoyu. Goldine said who? Kazumi said Ling Xiaoyu from season 9? Goldine said she never heard of her. Kazumi annoyed said she was on the same season as your mother, Misty? Goldine said nope, still don't know her, and said to Kazumi she was pretty funny, even if she didn't know who she was. Kazumi just laughs to herself.
What does Goldine mean? She doesn't know who Ling Xiaoyu is. She was on the same season as her mother, surely she has watched season 9. My sister Ling was the first Tekken diva to walk into Cartoon Drag Race, a lip-sync assassin, immunity potion winner. Miss Congeniality. I can't believe she don't know who she is. But I do hope Ling was proud of my performance as her at the Snatch game. It was a fun challenge to do, but it was tough, like really tough.
Do I know who Ling Xiaoyu is? Of course I do. I was just playing about with Kazumi, just to get a reaction out of her. She was gagged when I said I didn't know her. She was on the same season as my mother Misty, and that slut, Florges. She's probably still sleeping her way around. Well, she was crowned Miss Pokemon. Then she was stripped of her title for again sleeping with a judge. Then Misty took the crown as first runner-up. And after Misty's crowning my dear sister and season 1 winner, Starmie is our current reigning Miss Pokemon, another title for the House of Misty. And we will be adding the season 12 crown to our collection as well. Clock that T.
Ivy said it was a surreal moment to actually play the Snatch game, especially after watching every Snatch game in the past, and she was glad she was safe, because Snatch game was hard. Abby agreed and said it was really hard, but she turned it out. Ivy looked to Abby, and said to her no shade, but you could walk out onto that set and say nothing and still be in the top because RuPaul loves you. Abby laughing, and said we got another Celia over here. Ivy laughing said absolutely not. Ivy said, RuPaul is the one everyone wants to impress, and congrats Abby on doing just that. A producer tells the queens to get ready for a mini challenge.
I can sense a little jealousy from Ivy. I'm sorry that RuPaul actually likes me and not you. I mean, I can see why she doesn't. She got a little heated last week because me and Goldine did not know who Elizabeth Taylor was. I'm sorry, I wasn't born in the 1900s like you, sister. I do like Ivy and Goldine, we read each other and drag each other, but it's all in good fun, and we have a mini challenge. I better get ready. Mini challenge, huh? That could only mean one thing around here. An advantage, but what is this advantage? I need it, and I need it now.
Marshmallow wins the mini challenge and will get a huge advantage for the Maxi challenge.
Oh wow, I didn't just win an advantage, no ma'am. I won a huge advantage. Now I am very curious to what this huge advantage will be. It honestly could be anything, and I am hoping for the roast. My advantage could be deciding an order. I guess we are about to find out.
Good for Marshmallow. It's about time she won something here. She was so close last week in the Snatch game, and when she wasn't announced as the winner, she took it well, but you could see she was hurt a little. So I'm glad she won this mini challenge.
Hello, hello, hello!
Here comes RuPaul right on time. It's so good to see her, she just brightens up the day, but I am very intrigued what we are doing this week, and what the hell Marshmallow's advantage is.
My queens, always good to see all of you again, but for one of you, this will be your last day, because as I said last week, the competition is really starting to heat up around here, and so are the challenges.
She's not joking. 3 design challenges, the Rusical, Snatch game, what's next? The roast? Makeover? Another design challenge? Only RuPaul knows what the Maxi challenge will be, and she needs to let us know quickly. I can see the sweat already dripping off of Goldine. She is nervous already. This will be good.
So I know you're wondering, RuPaul, what is this Maxi challenge, and what is Marshmallow's advantage? Well, let me tell you. For your Maxi challenge this week, you will be split into 3 teams of 3, and you will write and record a verse, then choreograph a number for this girl group challenge.
A girl group challenge. This is not the challenge I was expecting, and the challenge I don't particularly want right now. I'm not really a fan of girl groups, to be honest, but I can write a verse. I love to write poetry, and that's the same thing. And choreography. I just pray I am on a team with Kazumi, because she's an incredible choreographer, as we found out during the Rusical.
Oh, now we are talking. This is my type of challenge, and I kinda have a sneaky feeling Marshmallow will be choosing the girl groups. If she were smart, which I know she is, she would choose me on her team. because I can choreograph the house down boots.
So Marshmallow, your advantage for this challenge is quite simple actually. You will choose the teams of 3. Now I will see you later on the main stage, so good luck and don't fuck it up.
Now sugars, I have an incredible advantage, and I know exactly who I need on my team to win this challenge. I'm 100% choosing Kazumi. After her choreographing our portion of the musical, I know we will deliver a great performance, but I'm unsure who to choose as my final member of Destiny's Other Children. I think that will be the name of our girl group for sure.
Girl group, huh? I'm a little nervous because this isn't really my strong point. I mean, I can't flip, dip, split and do all these crazy stunts like some of these queens here. I would if I knew I wouldn't break a hip. I do think being a queen of a certain age might hinder me in this challenge. Whoever I am paired with, I will make sure they push me to my potential when it comes to the choreography side of this challenge. I know this will be a hard decision for Marshmallow because she's friendly with everyone here including Goldine. But I just hope she doesn't pair me with her. That will be a total disaster.
The queens gather back round and they all look to Marshmallow. Marshmallow chuckles and said she got a lot of power right now, and said she has chosen the 2 queens for her team. Goldine looks to Marshmallow and said, "It's me, isn't it?" Glaceon laughed and said, as if Marshmallow would want to be on your team, "It's like volunteering to go on the Titanic even though you know the ending." Goldine looks to Glaceon and told her to shut up whilst Marshmallow makes her decision. They both start arguing with each other.
Oh, here they both go again. Honestly, I would actually gag if Marshmallow put them on the same team. That's what I would personally do. And then she should put me on her team. Because you know I'm RuPaul's favorite and there's a better chance of you winning this challenge with me on your team, haha.
Marshmallow raises her voice and tells them both to shut the fuck up. The queens are taken aback. Marshmallow apologizes to the other queens and said her decision is actually pretty easy at this point. Marshmallow then says for her team, she is going to choose Kazumi and Alice.
She did make the best decision. Me, Marshmallow and Alice. We got this in the bag. I'm not even worried about the other pairings. I'm very happy.
Oh wow, I was actually picked to be on Marshmallow's team. I am so happy right now, but I do feel bad for Miss Finster. She and I are probably the closest in this competition, because we have worked with each other many times. I get booked a lot by her local club. I just really hope Marshmallow doesn't put her on a team with Ivy and Goldine.
Kazumi thanks Marshmallow and said she better get her stretches in for this choreography. Marshmallow chuckling said she is absolutely ready and got her inhaler at the ready. Finster chuckling said she's kinda glad she's not on that team now. Kazumi asks how come? Finster said it's no shade, just that Kazumi's choreography is a little too intense for her. Goldine laughing said if you can't keep up with us, then maybe you shouldn't be here. Miss Finster rolls her eyes and said she's not going into it with Goldine, because this is probably her last day anyway, and she will be glad to never see her again. Goldine laughing said, "Sweetie, it's actually your last day and she will help her pack because she's so kind." Marshmallow just looks to her and mouths shut up to Goldine, who does shut up.
My goodness, I cannot deal with her for much longer. I'm just trying to let the queens know what group they're in, and we have Goldine coming from Miss Finster. And then we had Glaceon and Goldine arguing once again, and it's starting to annoy me. At first I was living for the drama with them, but honestly one of them needs to go, preferably Goldine, because I do like Glaceon, but I'm sorry sister, and I do hope she will forgive me for what I'm about to do.
Marshmallow then says team number 2 will be Miss Finster, Blacephalon, and Abominable. The queens gasp.
Holy shit, she actually did it. Wow, she must have read my mind. I do think our group is a very odd pairing, but we will make it work. I'm not sure if Blacephalon or Miss Finster can choreograph a number, but if not, I got some choreography skills. Not a lot, but I've helped choreograph my high school cheer team, the Fear Squad, so this should be a piece of cake for me. I promise you Finster, I won't be as intense as Kazumi.
She better be joking. Why the fuck did she put me on a team with Goldine? This is going to be a shit show already. I am not looking forward to this challenge at all.
Oh, I am mad, furious even. I cannot work with her. She's so unprofessional, so awful at doing drag, and she's just ugly, whilst me and Ivy are absolutely stunning. I'm going back to what Glaceon said herself earlier. This is us walking onto the Titanic, knowing the ending, but all the lifeboats are in use. We are going down faster than Florges went down on her Miss Pokemon Judge. Luckily I'm a water type, so I'll be fine. Can't say the same for Glaceon.
Glaceon just shakes her head. Ivy said, "Don't know why you're shaking your head, you should all feel sorry for me having to be on the same team as them." Miss Finster chuckles and said it's karma. Ivy tuts and rolls her eyes. Marshmallow then said the final team will be Goldine, Glaceon and Ivy. Marshmallow then chuckles and said everybody happy? Before Goldine to speak, Marshmallow then says, let's get to work on these lyrics. The queens all split off and begin working.
Well, our team is a little bit different than the rest, but I think our different styles of drag will come together and we will, as Alice said last week, do our big one. I don't know what that means, but I think it's a good thing. But choreography again, damn, I really want to do well this week, and I have to. And to do so I need to pick up whatever choreography we come up with. As you know, I'm more of an improv performer, but that's not exactly helpful in this challenge. We have to work as a team.
Oh, thank God that's not me working with Goldine and Ivy. And I know Ivy is mad being on that team, but bitch, we call that karma. Anyways, it will be interesting working with Abby and Blacephalon. I'm sure we will come up with a Grammy-worthy song, but it's the choreo that got me worried. But I'm sure as a collective, we can figure out something easy, because Blacephalon cannot pick up choreo as we found out during the Rusical. So we got a lot of work on our hands for this challenge.
Oh, I am not happy about having Glaceon on our team. I don't know why Marshmallow would do this. Why not give us Abby? But I know this is going to be so uncomfortable for me, because I know these two will not put personal matters aside and act like a professional. Misty and Edie. Come collect your daughters, they're both trash.
Marshmallow, Alice and Kazumi are currently working on their lyrics. Kazumi looking to Marshmallow and said it was pretty evil of her to put Glaceon and Goldine on the same team. Marshmallow laughing said it had to be done, she couldn't take it anymore. Alice agreed and said it was getting too much, she just wants to come in, have a fun little chit-chat, and wait for RuPaul to come announce the challenge, but that never happens. Marshmallow nods and said it's because of Goldine and her ego. They all laugh. Kazumi looking over to Alice's piece of paper and said she has quite a lot of her lyrics written down. Alice nods and said she loves writing poetry and this is no different, and asks Kazumi how much of hers has she done. Kazumi said not a lot, it's difficult for her to write. Marshmallow looking to Kazumi and asks how come. Kazumi starts to tear up and tells both Alice and Marshmallow that it's hard for her to write in English, because she's only just recently learned how to speak English when she moved from Japan to Las Vegas. Both Marshmallow and Alice comfort her.
I forgot about writing the lyrics for this challenge. I was so hyped about the choreography side. This is quite hard for me. Moving from Japan to Las Vegas was very tough. The moment I stepped into my hotel room at Caesar's Palace was the moment I started learning English, and I've done pretty well so far. No one has corrected me yet. But I never got around writing in English. This could be my downfall of the challenge, but luckily I have Marshmallow and Alice's support.
Marshmallow looks to Kazumi and tells her don't let that hold you back, and write your lyrics in Japanese if you have to. Kazumi asked, is that allowed? Alice said absolutely, you're only writing them down so you don't forget them when you're singing. Kazumi hugs both Alice and Marshmallow and said she never thought of that, and thanks them. Alice said it's no problem and we are a team. Marshmallow agreed and said we are Destiny's other children. Kazumi laughing said is that our name? Marshmallow nods. Alice said she loves it. Kazumi agreed and asked do they want to work on the choreography now? Marshmallow said they better had and asks Kazumi to go easy on her. Kazumi laughs and begins choreographing their girl group number.
Wow, sugars, that was a lot of choreo, and I hope Alice can keep up. She was struggling a little bit with it, but Kazumi being an incredible teacher, really helped Alice out a lot. I have to say our group is so sickening. We are working incredible together. I am proud of the group I chose, our lyrics are amazing, and I know Destiny's other children will be in the top this week. I just hope I can get a win.
There's a lot of choreography, way more than what we had for the Rusical. The sweat is pouring off of my head. Marshmallow had to get her inhaler at one point, but that didn't stop us. We are determined, and I think we can pull this off.
Abby, Blacephalon and Miss Finster are chatting and writing down their lyrics. Blacephalon says he can't believe Marshmallow put Glaceon with Goldine, and then said that was a little shady. Finster agreed but said it was needed, because they either need to work it out or just get over it and be professional. Abby nods and said she would have done the same thing to be honest if she won the mini challenge. Blacephalon looks to Abby and said would you choose this team if you won the mini challenge? Abby said yes absolutely. Finster said that's good to know and she's a gem. Abby thanks Finster.
Now that's a damn lie. I would have paired myself with Marshmallow and Kazumi. Like sorry, but that's the T sisters. And to be honest, I am actually enjoying myself with Finster and Blacephalon. I feel like I am learning a lot just being around them both, absorbing in the knowledge. They both have been doing drag for a very long time. I'm not exactly looking for a mother, because I now have one, but she left episode 3. But Glacian has 2 mothers, maybe I can as well, who knows where this will take us.
Blacephalon asks how's everyone coming along with their lyrics. Finster said she's got a lot written down, she's nearly done actually. Abby said that was quick. Finster said she writes in her spare time, before she's ready for recess. Abby said that's sickening, and said she's almost done as well. Finster said she's impressed. Abby nods and said she got straight A's in school. Finster said to her to keep it up and she will stay out of the box. They both laughed.
I'm actually enjoying my time with Abby and Blacephalon. We are having a laugh and the conversation is flowing. And our lyrics are coming along. But now the dreaded choreography. I can try and come up with some, but I do feel like a group effort is needed to pull this off.
Miss Finster puts her pen down and said all of their lyrics are great, but now they have to come up with some sort of choreography, and does anyone have any experience in choreographing? Blacephalon looks to Miss Finster and said absolutely not. You seen my performance in the Rusical? Finster laughs and said how could she forget? They both chuckle. Abby said she's got some experience, she's helped choreograph her school's cheerleading routines. Finster said that's incredible, it's something they can work with. Abby asked what should their girl group name be. Finster said how about Detention Dolls? Blacephalon said he actually kinda loves it. Abby agreed and said let's go Detention Dolls, and they begin working on their choreo.
Well, our choreography went rather well. I'm so surprised I managed to actually pick it up. It wasn't as intense. Neither one of us are expert choreographers, but we all managed to add our own little spice to this performance. Of course, I had to add in the iconic moonwalk. I pulled that off perfectly. This could be the Detention Dolls' time to win.
Ivy and Glaceon are working on their lyrics. Goldine looks over to Glaceon and said can she move to the other side of the table? Glaceon said no, why should she? Goldine said because you reek. Glaceon said you must have been hit with confused Ray. Ivy looks to Goldine and said is she actually going to do any writing? Goldine said not right now, she's feeling muggy and needs to get her makeup ready.
Is this bitch for real? She wants to do her makeup? It's not time to get in drag yet and she hasn't even touched her paper. Oh, let me guess, writing is for ugly people? I've had a good time with Goldine throughout this competition, but right now is not the time to mess me around.
Glaceon chuckling said yeah, you better get that makeup right because you're going home, sweetie. Goldine laughing, said you'll be the one going home before I do. Ivy says she wished they both would get sent home right now. Goldine looking to Ivy and said what's her issue? Ivy annoyed said my issue is we are most likely getting judged as a team and I ain't going down because of you two bitches can't act like a professional for one fucking challenge. Goldine laughs and said no she can't, and that Ivy don't know their history. Glaceon said you did it to yourself, turning up 2 hours late to the gig drunk. Goldine said that's not true. Glaceon said it is true and you had to be escorted out by security, then you hit me with the water pulse. Goldine said you're lucky I don't hit you right now with the water pulse. Glaceon said do it. Ivy slammed her hand on the table and told them enough. Glaceon said she's over this and needs some air, and walks out of the workroom.
Oh, the dramatics. I need some air, I need some air. Girl, get the fuck back in here, we got to do this choreo soon, before Ivy goes mental on us. She actually scared me a little. I better get writing some lyrics. Let's go Fishiest Bitches and the Brick. That's our girl group name.
I'm so over this challenge already. I just had to step aside because Goldine is driving me absolutely mad. I'm sorry to Ivy for walking out right now. I know we got a choreography rehearsal to get to, but I need some time to myself. I'm so pissed with Marshmallow right now as well for doing this to me. She should have just put Abby in that group.
Goldine apologizes to Ivy for making Glaceon walk out. Ivy said it's fine, there's nothing more we can do, she's gone. Goldine said if she wasn't so sensitive, we could do our choreography right now. Ivy said she needs to get back in here right now. Ivy then looks to a producer and told them to bring Glaceon back this instant. Goldine said to Ivy she's scaring her, she should calm down. Ivy looks to her and said how can she calm down when she has two of the most unprofessional bitches on her team, if she's in the bottom because of this. Goldine laughs and says what are you going to do? Ivy said she hasn't thought about it yet. They both just stare at each other, and they both laugh and apologize to each other. Goldine says where the fuck is Glaceon, they're losing precious time. Suddenly the producer is back with Glaceon and she returns to their table.
Thank God for that producer. Glacian is now back, and we have barely any time. I'm going to have to run this choreography like it's the fucking Navy, because I will not tolerate this bullshit anymore with the two of them.
Glaceon apologizes to Ivy for walking out, but she really needed to calm down. Ivy said it's fine, we are over it, and we need to get this choreo nailed down. Glaceon said, can Goldine keep up? Ivy looks at Glaceon and told her to stop, they need to do this. Goldine agreed and told Glaceon to grow up and be a professional and called her a bitch. Ivy shakes her head and they begin their rehearsal. Marshmello, Abby Abominable, Kazumi Mishima, and Ivy had a great performance.
Well, what can I say, sugars? Destiny's other children were very prepared. Our lyrics was something out of a Grammy-winning song. We demolished the choreography. Alice did stumble once or twice, but it was barely noticeable and she recovered quick time. I do think we got a good chance tonight at winning.
Well, what can I say about our girl group performance? One word. Awful. Well, I did incredible. I devoured the choreography. I know my lyrics were better than everyone else's here. Realistically, I should be the winner tonight, and I hope we are not judged in teams.
Blacephalon, Alice and Miss Finster had a good performance.
I'm happy with the Detention Dolls performance. I didn't break a hip, so that's even better for me. I feel like I gave it my all. However, I do think I could have pushed myself a little harder. But I had a great time working with Abby and Blacephalon. And I think a true friendship will come from our experience.
That challenge was terrific. I had such a good time. I might have missed a step or two in the choreography, but that's because it was a lot, and I mean a lot to learn. But Kazumi was an incredible teacher. She really helped me a lot and I really owe her one.
Goldine and Glaceon had a bad performance.
Well, it's no shocker I did bad, because of whose team I was on. After rehearsal I had her in my ear telling me how bad my drag is and how it looks like it's from H&M. I can't wait to send her ass home, because I think we are both lip-syncing tonight, so I am going to learn the lyrics to this song.
On the runway, category is H&M Couture. Marshmello and Abby Abominable slayed the runway.
This dress I made it myself. When we got the brief on the runways, I knew this one I had to get right, and I did. I made H&M gag worthy. And I know RuPaul is eating up this runway of mine. She loves anything I do, and anything I present.
Glaceon, Kazumi Mishima, Blacephalon and Alice had a great runway.
So the challenge went quite good for the Detention Dolls. I actually learned choreography. Like actual choreography, I'm really proud of myself. And I am also proud of this look. I've never worn anything from H&M. I don't think we even have one in Alola. But I got this outfit flown in from the UK, and it's exactly what I wanted.
I'm so proud of Destiny's other children tonight. We did incredible during the performance, and we all presented such stunning runways. If we don't win tonight, I might cause a riot.
Goldine, Miss Finster and Ivy had a good runway.
What's new for Goldine? Doing good in something by the looks of it. The judges loved my runway, which is surprising because it's not even H&M. You wouldn't catch me wearing such filth. Of course, Glaceon did great for this category. Her entire wardrobe is from H&M.
Welcome to the main stage of Cartoon Drag Race Season 12. Let me introduce to you our judging panel tonight. Up first, she is fashion icon, and my right-hand gal, she is our Season 8 champion, she is Musa. And up next, the powerhouse of Cartoon Drag Race, our Season 11 champion, she is Cynthia. And our extra special guest judge, all the way from Season 1 of Cartoon Drag Race, 1/3 of the winner of the first Girl Group Challenge. He is Goofy. It's been so long, good to have you back home. Now for this week's challenge, our queens were tasked to write lyrics and choreograph a number for the Girl Group Challenge, and on the runway category is H&M Couture. Now racers, start your engines, and may the best drag queen win. Now before the judging commences. Blacephalon, Miss Finster and Abby Abominable, will you please step forward?
What is going on? Why are we called forward for? I'm a little nervous.
The Detention Dolls, tonight you did good, but not good enough. You are all safe and may leave the stage.
We are just safe tonight, which is a little bit of a bummer, but I'm glad to live another day in this competition.
Marshmello, Alice, Kazumi Mishima, Ivy, Goldine and Glaceon. You are the tops and bottoms of the week. But there is something I'm dying to ask you shady bitches. Who should go home tonight? And why, starting with you, Marshmallow.
Wow, okay. The queen I think should go home tonight is Goldine. She has a disgusting attitude, an awful work ethic, she picks fights for the fun of it, and she's just not that talented to be up here with the rest of us.
Thank you, Marshmallow. Now we move on to Alice. Who do you think should go home tonight?
I have to agree with Marshmallow. I do think Goldine should go home, because she's just a horrible queen with a horrible attitude. She lacks the kindness to be cartoon's next drag superstar, and while she lacks the charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent also, I personally think she's overstayed her welcome, and should have been eliminated the first episode.
Thank you, Alice. Now we move on to Kazumi. Who do you think should go home tonight?
I'm sorry, but I do have to also say Goldine. She hasn't had the best of runs here. She's been in the bottom every single episode she's competed in. I am assuming she's in the bottom tonight as well. I'm sorry, Goldine, but I just think your time is done.
Thank you, Kazumi. Now we move on to Ivy. Who do you think should go home tonight?
I mean, I could say that I think Miss Finster should go home, because I think she's past her expiry date, but if we are talking about someone on the stage tonight, I would like to say Goldine. She lacks the unprofessionalism it takes to be cartoon's next drag superstar, and she's also lacking in the talent department. She has none, and it's a miracle she made it this far. Sorry sister, still love you.
Thank you, Ivy. Now we move on to Glaceon. Who do you think should go home tonight?
I think it's pretty obvious who I want to go home, the moment we locked eyes when our premieres met. Goldine needs to go. She's rude, she's disrespectful, she lacks any sort of talent. I don't even know how she made it this far. She's bottomed every single episode, which I think is some sort of record here. And she is the biggest Lola wannabe. At least Lola has some actual talent to back up her villainous ways. Goldine just wanted the airtime and she got it, for all the wrong reasons.
And finally, Goldine. Who do you want to go home tonight, and why?
RuPaul, first things first, I just need to say, fuck you Marshmallow, fuck you Alice, Kazumi you're okay, fuck you Ivy, and fuck you Glaceon. The queen I want to see go home is Glaceon, because she's just an awful queen. She's very sensitive, which to be cartoon's next drag superstar you need thick skin to take the shade being thrown. She's very unprofessional. She walked out of our rehearsal. What else? I can go on and on about her lack of beauty, her lack of style. Everything she has worn down this runway has been H&M, which is very fitting for this runway actually. No wonder she did great. Oh, I almost forgot. Fuck you Finster, and fuck your box too. Kisses to you.
Wow, that was a lot to take in. I think we all need a quick 15-minute break to calm ourselves down and be professional, which apparently might be hard for some of you. Now let's take 5, cut the cameras. Welcome back, queens. Now let the judging commence. Marshmallow, Kazumi Mishima, Alice. Congratulations, you are the winning team tonight. Congrats to Destiny's other children.
Well, it was no surprise, was it? Especially after Miss Finster's team was called Just Safe. Thank you so much. I am so happy to finally get a win, and to have this win with 2 of my closest friends in this competition means so much to me. I love these girls so much, thank you.
This is incredible. Thank you so much, Marshmallow. You really chose the correct team for this challenge. Me and Alice both have 2 wins, but I do think I am more the front runner right now, because of Alice's bottom placement last week. But I am so grateful, thank you.
Thank you so much. I thought me missing a step or 2 was going to cost us a win, but it did not, and I have secured myself a second win. I am so thankful, and to both Marshmallow and Kazumi, I love you girls so much. We must go on a tour very soon as Destiny's other children.
Glaceon, Goldine, and Ivy, you are the bottom queens. Before we go any further, Goldine, will you please step forward?
What is happening? Is she about to be disqualified? I hope so.
Goldine, whilst we were on our break, you managed to come back onto set. And you got behind our judges panel, and then you read our note?
I did no such thing. I will not be accused of such actions.
Goldine, please, there is a set of cameras here who happened to have been rolling. We took our break, the production crew didn't. And here is the footage brought to my attention.
Oh yeah, I knew I was lip-syncing. And RuPaul, I really want to apologize for reading your notes. I was just curious what you were saying about me, because I idolize you so much, and you were such an inspiration of mine. And I was happy to see you actually like me, but I am so sorry to have let you down.
Apology accepted. Now back to the judging. Ivy, you are safe.
I'm sorry RuPaul for also letting you down. I should not be in the bottom tonight. I had one of the best verses out there and my choreo was incredible, but I was just collateral damaged I guess by being on a team with these two bitches. And now we finally get to see one of them go home. Both of them please, it's been nice knowing you.
The time has come for you to lip sync for your life.
Well, here I am again to no one's surprise. I am in the bottom. Even though I had a little telling off from RuPaul for allegedly sneaking onto set and reading some notes, I won't let that hold me back. I really want to be here, and I really want to send this bitch back home to her mother Evie. And to send her home in front of her other mother, Cynthia. Music please, I am ready.
This is my first time lip syncing for my life, whilst this is her third, and her fifth bottom. She is the only one I wanted to be stood across this stage from, and our chapter must end, from being water pulsed back home, to having a cocktail thrown in my face during Untucked. I will be one very happy queen when I send this bitch back home. Misty, your mess of a daughter is coming home.
The lip sync song is Fighter by Christina Aguilera. Goldine had a great lip sync, but she tried to lift up Glaceon. Glaceon flopped the lip sync.
I've made my decision.
Glaceon.
Shantae, you stay.
Goldine.
Drag is not a contact sport. Sashay away.
Thank you so much for this opportunity, and I hope I have made the House of Misty proud, and I hate every single one of you. Well, not you Kazumi, you're still okay, love you all.
Candy, wait! Stop. I'm not ready for you to go.
Wait, what? Am I coming back? I'm so confused.
You have got to be fucking joking right now.
Goldine, you will not be returning to this competition. But my dear, your journey isn't over. I am giving you a personal invitation to All Stars 5. Do you accept my offer?
Oh my god, absolutely fucking yes. I'll see you there, mother.
Now my dear, I will see you then. Now, sashay away, for real this time.
This is Untucked.
The queens unwind and untuck after that intense moment. They congratulate Marshmello, Alice and Kazumi for their win, and they congratulate Glaceon for finally sending Goldine home. They thank them. Glaceon tells the queens a huge weight has been lifted off her chest right now. Kazumi looks to Glaceon and said she can imagine, but she must be relieved. Glaceon nods and said it's the best feeling in the world. They all laugh. Marshmello laughs and said good luck to whoever is going on All Stars 5 when they have to deal with her. They all nodded. Ivy said she thought Goldine was coming back into the competition. Finster said she thought the same too, but she thanks God that did not happen. Blacephalon looking around, and asks who's next. Before they could answer, someone walks into Untucked, and it's Musa. The queens all freak out. Alice asks Musa what is she doing here. Musa chuckling said she's here to tell them the good news. Ivy asked what's the good news. Musa tells the queens that RuPaul actually changed her mind, and that Goldine will return to the competition next week. The queens all gasp. Musa laughs, said she's just kidding and she's here to give the queens some advice. They all laugh. Marshmello said to Musa, you've been hanging around Lola for too long, she's made you evil. Musa laughing said Marshmello might be correct. Musa then looks to Glaceon and said you've defeated your biggest rival, what's next? To be her best friend like Musa did. They all laugh. Glaceon chuckling said absolutely not, and what's next for her is to be back in the top because that bitch has finally gone. Musa nods and said good answer. She then congratulates Destiny's other children for their win and said they really did deserve, and looks to Kazumi and said you're the current frontrunner, and to keep it up, because one slip up and you could be going home. Kazumi said she will make sure that doesn't happen. Alice asks Musa does she have any insight on the next challenge. Miss Finster said that's a great question. Musa agreed, and said, RuPaul wants to see some good lip syncs, that's all she will say, and gives everyone a big hug and wishes them all the best. The queens are trying to figure out the next challenge, and then they continue chatting and drinking their cocktails and celebrate Goldine's elimination.
Hey, squirrel friend. When one video ends, just open up another one. It's called binge viewing. Go ahead. I support you.